gift you didn't know was already moving toward you. Listen to this slowly. While most people are counting days, shopping, decorating, and numbing themselves with noise, something far more precise is locking into place behind the scenes. Christmas Eve. This year is not symbolic. It is not sentimental. It is a pressure seal in time. A moment where the invisible world presses hard enough against reality that something has to give. The universe is preparing a gift for you. Not comfort, not reassurance, not something pretty. This is a revelation, and it does not ask permission before arriving. On December 24th, Venus forms an exact square to Neptune at the final degree of the zodiac. That detail matters more than you realize. This is not background astrology. This is a rare configuration ancient observers treated with caution because it dissolves boundaries, not just between events, but between people. When Venus and Neptune collide this way, love stops being polite, memory stops being quiet, thoughts stop staying where they belong. If you've recently felt a sudden pull towards someone you haven't thought about in months, if moments of emotion appear without context, if your body reacts before your mind can explain why, this is not coincidence. It's preparation. You didn't stumble onto this message randomly. Something already selected you. Days ago, the atmosphere shifted. You may not have been able to name it, but you felt it. A heaviness, a density in the air, as if time slowed slightly and your thoughts carried more weight than usual. That wasn't stress. That wasn't imagination. That was Neptune. The planet of illusion, longing, and psychic connection came to a full stop at the final degree of Pisces, the very end of the zodiac. When Neptune stops moving, reality loses its grip. The walls that normally keep thoughts private weaken. What has been avoided starts demanding attention. This degree is called the anaretic degree, the degree of urgency, endings, and fate. Energy accumulates here until it can no longer be contained. Nothing remains unfinished at this point. Nothing unresolved stays buried. For 14 years, Neptune has been dissolving illusions, blurring emotional truth, and allowing people to live inside half-stories. Now, all of that unresolved energy is compressed into a single moment, and Venus is about to apply pressure. Venus governs every bond that ever mattered to you, every relationship that shaped how you love, every connection that altered your sense of worth, every person who left an imprint, whether they stayed or not. When Venus presses against Neptune at this final degree, something inevitable happens. Thoughts begin to leak. Feelings bleed across distance. Invisible cords tighten. This is what ancient astrologers called a telepathic window, a brief span where emotional focus gains momentum and travels, where longing becomes directional, where the universe temporarily removes the insulation between minds. And here's the part most people miss. You don't experience this alignment because you're curious. You experience it because you are connected. Only people with active energetic cords feel this build-up. Only those involved in unfinished emotional exchanges register the pressure before it peaks. If nothing were tied to you, there would be silence. But you are not in silence. Your body already knows. The restlessness, the sudden memories, the inexplicable emotional spikes. These are not random thoughts drifting through your mind. They are signals moving through a field that is thinning by the hour. Christmas Eve is not bringing something new. It is revealing what has been active all along. Someone has been holding you in their thoughts, not casually, not briefly, but with enough intensity to register across space. And as this alignment tightens, that focus grows louder. This is why you feel watched when no one is there, why certain names surface uninvited, why emotions arrive without an origin story. The universe is not teasing you, it is preparing you. Because once the square perfects, there will be no room for denial. Whatever connection is active will make itself known, not through logic, but through sensation. And whether you want it to or not, the truth is already moving toward you. Why your body felt it. Before your mind could explain it, before understanding arrives, the body reacts. That's why this began without logic. A sudden emotional swell, a pressure in your chest for no clear reason, a memory surfacing so vividly it felt current instead of past. Your nervous system noticed the shift long before your conscious mind could label it. This is how real energetic events announce themselves. Neptune does not operate through rational channels. It bypasses thought and moves directly through sensation. And at the final degree of Pisces, its influence becomes impossible to ignore. This is not gentle intuition. This is saturation. For weeks now, Neptune has been slowing, gathering unresolved emotional material like sediment at the bottom of a river. Regrets never spoken. Longing never resolved. Connections paused but never finished. When a planet slows this much, everything it governs becomes dense. That density is what you're feeling. Venus approaching Neptune is what activates it. Venus doesn't ask whether you're ready. It exposes value, desire, and attachment exactly as they are. And when Venus applies pressure to Neptune at the anaretic degree, emotional energy can no longer stay contained inside the person generating it. It has to move. This is where the physical symptoms begin. You may have noticed a high, piercing tone in your ears that comes and goes without warning. Not external sound, internal vibration. In spiritual physiology, this occurs when focused attention from another person enters your energetic field. Thoughts carry frequency. Sustained focus amplifies it. When the tone is sharp and brief, it signals affectionate attention, warmth, missing you, wondering about you with softness. But when the sound is heavier, lower, almost buzzing, especially on the left side, it carries unresolved emotion, guilt, obsession, emotional confusion. These are thoughts weighted with urgency. And then there is the sensation most people struggle to articulate. That strange brushing feeling across your skin, like walking through invisible threads, a fleeting touch with no physical source. This is not anxiety. This is energetic overlap. Under normal conditions, each person's emotional field stays contained. But under a Venus-Neptune square at this degree, those boundaries soften. When someone thinks about you intensely, especially with longing or regret, their emotional charge travels outward and makes contact. Your body registers it before your mind interprets it. Some of you feel this as sudden chills, others as warmth spreading through the chest, others as a tightening in the throat or solar plexus. These sensations appear without narrative because they don't originate from your conscious emotional process. They are incoming. You may also feel watched, even in private spaces. Not fear, awareness, as if attention itself is resting on you. That sensation is not imaginary. Attention is energy. Sustained attention leaves an imprint. For a few of you, this has escalated further. You might feel the weight of someone sitting beside you when no one is there. Pressure on the bed, a hand on your shoulder, a presence that fades the moment you turn toward it. This happens when emotional focus becomes concentrated enough to feel physical, especially when the connection was once intimate or emotionally charged. It's not that someone is visiting you. It's that their longing has nowhere else to go. When expression is blocked in the physical world, it spills into the subtle one. This is also why your emotional state may feel unstable lately. Sudden sadness without cause, longing that doesn't belong to your current life, a pull toward the past even when you logically know better. You are not regressing, you are receiving. Neptune dissolves time. Venus activates memory. Together they collapse emotional distance. What was once muted becomes present again, and this is only the build-up. As the square tightens toward Christmas Eve, these sensations sharpen. The signal strengthens. What feels confusing now will soon become unmistakable. Your body is already translating the message. Your mind just hasn't caught up yet. The dreams that aren't dreams, and the meetings you don't remember agreeing to. This is where it becomes undeniable, because the mind can rationalize sensations, the body can doubt its own reactions, but dreams bypass defense. Lately, your sleep has not been empty. Even on nights you think you didn't dream, you wake up carrying something, an emotion that doesn't dissolve with morning light, a feeling that lingers in your chest, heavy or warm, long after your eyes open. That's because what's happening now isn't imagination replaying old memories. It's contact. Under a Venus-Neptune square at the final degree, dream space becomes shared territory. Not symbolic, not metaphorical, functional. When the conscious mind loosens its grip, the barriers between connected souls soften. Distance becomes irrelevant. Time stops mattering. And the emotional chords that still exist, even the ones you pretend aren't there, pull tight. If you've been dreaming about someone you swore you were finished with, this isn't regression. This is activation. Notice how different these dreams feel. They are vivid, structured, emotionally precise. Conversations seem intentional. Eye contact feels intense. Sometimes you wake up mid-emotion, as if something was interrupted. That's because something was. These are not passive dreams. They are exchanges. Pay close attention to what happens when you wake. If you wake with calm, warmth, or a strange sense of peace, the person you met there is holding you with care. Their thoughts carry affection, curiosity, or unresolved tenderness. If you wake with anxiety, grief, or pressure in your chest, they are processing loss, regret, emotional confusion. You're feeling the overflow. And if you wake suddenly, heart racing, at repeating times like 3:33, 4:44, or 5:55, that is confirmation. Not symbolism, confirmation. Those numbers mark transition points, moments where consciousness snaps back into the body mid-connection. This is why the dreams feel unfinished. Some of you aren't just dreaming, you're revisiting places, homes you once shared, rooms you haven't seen in years, streets that no longer exist. Memory doesn't reconstruct environments with this level of detail. Contact does. Under Neptune's influence, emotional memory becomes navigable terrain. Souls meet where the bond was strongest, not where it was happiest, but where it was deepest. You may notice something unsettling. They feel real. Their presence is consistent. Their emotional tone doesn't shift randomly. It carries continuity, as if the same conversation is being resumed night after night. That's because it is. When two people remain energetically linked, their subconscious minds recognize each other instantly once defenses drop. No introductions are needed. This is also why some of you wake feeling touched, pressure on your arm, warmth beside you, the fading sensation of closeness. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. Under this alignment, emotional longing generates physical sensation, especially when the connection involved intimacy, safety, or deep vulnerability. These dream meetings don't happen randomly. They occur when one person is thinking intensely, replaying conversations, imagining outcomes, longing for resolution. The other person feels it because the cord is still intact. You are not chasing these encounters. They are arriving. And as Christmas Eve approaches, the frequency increases. The dreams grow clearer. The emotional residue grows heavier. The line between sleeping and waking thins. This is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to prepare you. Because dreams are the safest place for truth to surface before it arrives in waking life. And whatever is reaching you there, whatever keeps finding you when your guard is down, is doing so for a reason. The message hasn't finished delivering yet, but by now you already feel it. Someone is meeting you where you can't pretend not to see them. Who is reaching for you and why they can't stop. At this point, one truth should be clear. Not everyone can reach you this way. Random thoughts don't cross distance. Casual memories don't pierce the veil. What you're experiencing now requires connection. Active, unfinished, emotionally charged connection. Under the Venus-Neptune square, only certain bonds light up. Only specific people can push through the thinning field. And there are patterns. 3 kinds of people are most likely reaching for you right now. The first is the unfinished story. This is someone where the ending never settled, the conversation that never happened, the goodbye that was rushed, forced, or avoided. Even if time passed, even if life moved on, the emotional loop never closed. These connections don't fade quietly. They linger in the background, waiting for a moment like this, when Neptune demands completion and Venus reactivates memory. This person isn't necessarily thinking about you consciously every day, but something in them never resolved what you represented, and now that unresolved energy is searching for release. You feel them through nostalgia that arrives without warning, through dreams that replay alternative endings, through a sudden urge to reach out. Even when you know better, that urge isn't impulse, it's resonance. The second type is more surprising, the hidden admirer. Someone who has watched you quietly, someone whose feelings were never expressed because the risk felt too high, the timing wrong, or the situation complicated. Venus rules attraction. Neptune rules secrecy. When they clash, suppressed desire becomes impossible to contain energetically. This person may still be close to you, a friend, a colleague, someone who interacts with you regularly, but never cross the line. You might sense them through sudden warmth, through being on someone's mind without knowing why, through moments of heightened self-awareness, as if attention has landed on you. They don't want to disrupt their reality, but their emotions are leaking anyway. The third type reaches deeper. This is the soul agreement, a connection formed before circumstances, before logic, before choice. These bonds are karmic, intense, and often destabilizing. You didn't meet to stay comfortable. You met to evolve. These relationships trigger growth, mirror wounds, and refuse to stay dormant. Even when you separate physically, the energetic cord remains active until the lesson completes. Under this alignment, these souls check in. Not consciously, instinctively. You feel them through emotional surges that don't match your current life. Through sudden clarity about the connection. Sometimes painful, sometimes liberating. And then there is the variation that carries the most weight, the impossible connection. This is the love constrained by reality, distance, commitment, timing, responsibility. The relationship that could never fully exist without breaking something else. These bonds generate the strongest telepathic pull. Why? Because when love can't be expressed physically, it seeks another route. Thoughts intensify, fantasies repeat, emotional energy accumulates, and under Neptune's influence, that energy travels. This is why impossible connections feel haunting, not because they're meant to be lived out, but because they're meant to be understood. Venus square Neptune doesn't promise reunion, it promises truth. Some of you are realizing the person you felt wasn't idealized illusion. It was genuine connection constrained by circumstance. Others are realizing the opposite, that what felt profound was projection, longing filling in gaps reality couldn't. Both revelations matter, because clarity is the purpose of this transit. Not romance, not fantasy, understanding. As Christmas Eve approaches, whoever is reaching you will grow louder energetically. The signal strengthens, the emotional pressure builds, and soon you won't have to guess anymore. You'll know exactly who it is and why they can't let go. The moment the veil drops and what you do with the truth, this is where everything converges. On Christmas Eve, at the exact moment Venus completes its square to Neptune, the pressure you've been feeling reaches a still point. Not an explosion, a pause. Like the universe takes a single, deliberate breath. And in that breath, the fog thins. This is not dramatic on the outside. No signs in the sky. No external signal announcing itself. The shift happens internally. And that's what makes it unmistakable. Some of you will experience it as a sudden knowing. No reasoning, no emotional build-up, just clarity arriving fully formed. You will understand who has been thinking about you and why, without needing proof. Others will feel it as an emotional wave that interrupts whatever you're doing. You could be cooking, wrapping gifts, sitting in silence, and suddenly an emotion washes through you that does not belong to the moment. Joy, longing, grief, relief. That emotion is not yours, it's transmission. For a brief window, the insulation between emotional fields dissolves. Suppressed thoughts surface. Feelings that were buried find expression. And connections that lived in ambiguity reveal their true nature. This is the universe's gift. Not comfort, but honesty. But there is a side of this transit people rarely talk about. Not every thought reaching you is loving. Neptune amplifies everything, including obsession, including unresolved attachment, including people who struggle to let go. You may suddenly feel drained, heavy, or unsettled without cause. You may sense emotional pressure that feels intrusive rather than connective. This is discernment. True soul connections feel clear, even when they hurt. They carry a clean, emotional tone. Toxic projections feel confusing, sticky, disorienting. They leave residue instead of insight. This is why protection matters. In the days leading up to Christmas Eve, clearing your energy is not optional. Solitude, silence, grounding. Whatever returns you to yourself. Pay attention to your dreams. Write them down. The symbols will resolve after the 24th. Track your body's responses. Timing matters. Sensation matters. And most importantly, set an intention. The universe responds to clarity. Ask to understand a connection, not to revive it. Ask for truth, not fantasy. Because once Venus moves forward, the intensity releases. Christmas morning feels quieter. Heavier emotions lift. Neptune's fog recedes. What remains is knowledge. And knowledge gives you choice. Some connections will end. Not dramatically, but energetically. The cord simply dissolves. Others will transform. Illusion gives way to honesty. Projection gives way to grounded understanding. And a few will reveal themselves as genuine soul bonds, no longer idealized, but real. This is the completion point. The final degree does not negotiate. It closes chapters. The most important truth of all. This was never about discovering who is thinking about you. It was about realizing how much power you hold in return. You are not a passive receiver of attention, longing, or memory. You are a participant in the exchange. You decide which connections continue. You decide which emotional doors remain open. you decide what deserves access to your inner world. The person thinking about you may surprise you, but the revelation arrives now for a reason: to close what has lingered too long, to acknowledge what has been denied, to reclaim energy you unknowingly left behind. Because in the end, every connection reflects something within you. This Christmas Eve, the veil lifts not so you can chase the past, but so you can step forward unburdened by it. The gift has already been delivered. The only question left is what you choose to do with it.